Hello, my name is Echo, and today I'm going to be talking about Sorc tanking and sharing my kind of endgame Sorc tank build. I do want to caution you, however, that a Dragon Knight tank is going to be recommended for beginners as well as endgame score pushing groups. They do have a lot of tanky passives, resource management passives, as well as giving group buffs such as engulfing, which buffs the flame damage of mag DPS, and brutality procced by igneous, which will give weapon damage. But really this video is about highlighting Sorc tank's utility that some people may not know about or would like kind of an endgame utility build if they're interested. So let's get right into it. Character sheet. I always have above 35k health. That's generally recommended health for tanks. My max mag, I want to get it as high as possible because I usually use the Twilight Matriarch, and that scales, the healing scales off of max mag. For Magicka recovery, I have 1600 because I do not use balance or spell symmetry. And then resistance buff wise, without Lord Warden or Bloodspawn procking, I'm usually at 28k. Health, I have all 64 attribute points into it, and just regular tri-stat food I use, and I'm a vampire for the mag recovery and undead passive. I also use the Atro Mundus for mag recovery. And then also this, your pet will also give you a health buff as well. So on to champion points. Red Tree really depends on trial. I do like between 72 to 81 into Ironclad. And again, this is more of like an even split, but if you're taking more physical, go Hardy. If you're taking more elemental damage, you know, put more points into that. More dots, put more into thick skin, and so on. I just have this to get my physical resistance up to where I like it. Have summon to break free. Tenacity and Arcanus. This is for my fully charged heavy attacks, so for resource management. And then mag recovery. And then personal preference, but I do like 100 into block cost reduction for, again, resource management. Blue Tree, you're really going to see a difference for almost any tank will do like their Blue Tree CP differently. I like 100 into Elfborn and 100 into Bless just for the healing done and the crit healing. Other than that, you can put it into whatever points you'd like. So gear-wise, I have best in slot gear, so that's going to be Alkosh jewelry and sword and board lightning staff. So for my lightning staff or ice staff, if you have an all-mag group, you're going to have an infused crusher. This can be easily kept up with blockade. And then I have a decisive front bar on my sword, and just a regular stamina enchant. So I mix and match enchants for the rest. Infused big pieces, sturdy small pieces. So this has a tri-stat, this has a tri-stat. This is for max stam to get my stam above my max mag. And I have 2 health glyphs, 2 stam glyphs, and then tri-stat. I usually like 1 harmony, just for the resource return on synergies. And then 2 robust. For VCR, I do have to play with my stats a little bit, and we'll go to harmony. Also, I can change this to swift if I'm tanking, off tanking VAS pluses or VAS hard mode. For monster sets, I have just a lot of monster sets: Bloodspawn, Earthgore, Lord Warden, and if it does not give me a consistent resistance proc, which basically is everything except Lord Warden, I do a 6-1 setup, and then in general the others, like Lord Warden, is a 5-2 setup that I can get away with because the one item already gives you resistances. General, I mean right now I'm wearing Ebon, but I'll wear Torogs, For selfish sets, I really like Dragon because you already have a reduction of ulti cost as a Sorc, and then you get even more. So if you're tanking, say, VA hard mode with axes, your one hand and shield ulti, the shield ulti, is going to come up pretty fast. For this, Battalion Defender, Cyrodiil's Crest, Resilient Yokita, I mean, really, anything is personal preference when you want to go selfish. So before I go into skills, I just want to talk about race. Right now I'm currently a Breton. I've always been a Breton, and that's just to get my max mag up to where I want it. More mag recovery, and I don't really have to worry about my spell resistances. I can focus on physical resistance if need be. And this is also for resource management, mag cost reduction. It's very nice. Also, another option could be Nord. It's very popular right now because of their physical and spell resistance, and they're getting ulti as a passive as well. So, you know, you're already having an ulti cost reduction as a Sorc, and then you're getting more ulti, so that means more Warhorns for the group. Skill-wise, I just have a general Sorc off-tank setup right now, if you do not have any mag DPS or Sorc healer. So this is Pierce Armor, Twilight Matriarch, Bound Aegis, Heroic Slash, Boundless Storm, and this is just slotted for the max mag and max regen. I don't really use it. Inner Rage, Twilight Matriarch. This is to proc the Infused Crusher, so Blockade of Storms, or the Ice Blockade if you have an all mag group. Liquid Lightning can be fed to the main tank to keep Alkosh uptime, and Dark Deal for the Minor Prophecy, the spell crit for your group. And then this is, of course, Warhorn. In general, you know, I have a lot of other ultis that I can use, like Barrier. Basically, very general skills that every tank should have. This is like Purge, Guard, Vigor, Rapids, all the Undaunteds, etc. And Silver Leash is going to be important for pulling ads. I do want to caution that it does not return the stam, so you just want to be careful with, you know, how you're using it, if you're over spamming it or waiting till that enemy that say is stunned to pull it after it's done. But yeah, you're not going to get resources back like a DK when you're Sorc tanking, so you really have to rely on Dark Deal or heavy attacking. For Dark Deal, it will drop your block, so you don't want to do that in the middle of a heavy attack, but can be easily kept up. And my general rule is if a boss is light attacking you, you know, you're either heavy attacking the boss or you're dark converting and reapplying your buffs and debuffs. So that will, in a general rule, try to get you in less trouble. I will consider Bound Aegis, Heroic Slash, Liquid Lightning, and Dark Deal kind of flex spots. They can be interchangeable if you're not taking a whole lot of damage. You know, you really don't need the Bound Aegis. Your max mag is going to go down a little bit, but again, if you're not taking as much damage, it's not a big deal. You're, you know, it's not damaging. And then Heroic Slash, Liquid Lightning, Dark Deal, again, also interchangeable to whatever skills you need. Say if you need Purge or if you need Leash. We do have a crowd control, which is the Shattering Prison, so we'll crowd control. And then for a selfish pet, I like the Clan Fear. It kind of acts like a green dragon's blood, so that's 35% of your max health. And the Twilight Matriarch and Clan Fear will crit, so that's also really nice. Another option, if you're not so comfortable with Dark Deal, is Crit Surge. That's also a nice heal. It gets very steady. And you know, you're always proccing your Boundless Storm for your for the major ward and major resolve. So if that crits, you know, then your Crit Surge is gonna crit. Anything that crits is gonna proc your Crit Surge. But yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. In general, Sorc tanking is very fun. It is completely doable to complete main content with it. And you can use utility